All right, folks, on this week's adventure of Florida Ice Fishing Weekly, you can see we got a full boat of snowmen wrapped up here. Little Eskimos. The lighting's not the best, but it's all we got. Frigid temperatures.
It's a hell of a lot warmer than it was on Christmas, or the day after Christmas.
22, yeah, it is. 22 degrees. 22 mile an hour winds.
Not blowing that hard.
My flag says otherwise. So anyway, we're gonna go out and see if we can't find us some of them little, what are them green and black striped fish they catch up north in the ice? Perch? Yellow perch?
Had it?
No, little yellow perches. We're gonna go catch some yellow perches through the ice. See if we can't make it happen. Katie? Is that Katie under there? I'm not sure who's under there.
Me.
Alrighty. Ernie, what do you say? Ernie in the dark.
Fish more, catch more.
Alright. We're gonna make it happen. Out.
All right, what we had to do, folks, is the wind and the tide are going against each other here at the Skyway. The wind's blowing really hard this way. The tide is barely coming in. So what we're doing is we're having Chad dump bait. We're using the motors to put us in reverse. Chad's dumping bait right off the side, and
It's frozen, he can't get off. It's not bait, it's jump.
Current from, yeah, whatever. The current from the motors is going to the right, so he's throwing it right in the current, and those fish are coming right up into the bait. So that's how we kind of do it when the wind and the tide are going against each other, and the wind's blowing pretty good. So it's going to be an interesting day. Better fish. Yep. Good sheepshead. There you go. Chad's on the board.
So why did we struggle so bad last year?
For what?
Y'all were trying to fish around Bridge Island?
Yep. Thank you, Ernie, from the
gallery.
Oh, I caught a fish already. That's good.
and you threw it back.
I'm like, who's Ernie?
I'm a conservationist.
And it's a sheepy! Took you forever, Katie.
Miracles do happen.
Ooh, what you got?
I don't know. That's a big old
Nice one. Fatty. About time you put something in there.
Todd's getting it done today, boys and girls.
One?
Yeah, that will eat both of yours.
One fish, no. Sheepshead hero.
Not as big as that other one, but he fought harder than that big one.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. He's got him a drill fish. Ernie's got one.
It's a strawberry grouper, dude.
No, it's not.
It is.
Lift it up.
Get in the boat.
Oh, Lord. Come on, man. Oh, Lord.
Add another species to the list. Mother-in-law fish.
Folks, if you don't know, that's actually, I know people that actually have had that, and they've eaten it, and they said that it's really good.
I seen some guys eating them the other day.
Come on, Chad.
Well, I was trying to get it away from me.
Yeah, you'd have a lot, or mother-in-law. we get a lot of questions asking about gear, from what are we using for our inshore rod, not our inshore rods, but our bay rods, our offshore rods. And so what I'm going to talk about today is the sheepshead. And on this particular day, we're using two different jigs. We're using the Huggy jig in 3/8, and we're using a 1/4 ounce Stewie jig in the Octopus, the 1/0 Octopus. It's a perfect size hook for the sheepshead, and then the Huggy is a perfect size hook on the 3/8 to a 1/4 is a perfect hook for sheepshead also. We were using 20-pound leader, so we of course lighten up. Well, we keep the same. We use 20-pound no matter what, at least I do. So we're using 20-pound leader, 10-pound braid, and we were catching those nice sheepshead on, you know, pieces of shrimp. We were using, kind of cutting off the tail and using half the shrimp or 3/4 of the shrimp, and that's how we were catching these sheepshead. Another question we get is color. Does color really matter? Or what's my favorite color? And what I did at the boat show a couple weeks ago was I went through and I caught fish on this color, on this color, on this color, on this color, this color. Every color we have, I've caught fish on. So it's not really a color thing, it's more of the style jig type of deal. Like sometimes they'll hit a Stewie jig a lot better than they'll hit a Huggy jig. Sometimes they'll hit a Huggy jig better than they'll hit the Stewie jig. Sometimes it doesn't matter. Whatever you put down there, they're gonna eat it. But more times than not, it's presentation to those fish of how they want to see it. There's times where I'll get mangrove snapper to where they're hitting the bait, but they're killing it. And then all of a sudden what I'll do is I'll take a Stewie jig and I'll hook in that bait fish in the tail and send it down, and they'll inhale it. So as we always talk about, you want to change it up. But as for this video, we're using the 1/4 Stewie with the 1/0 Octopus and the 3/8 Huggy with a 2/0 hook, 20-pound leader, 10-pound braided line, and it worked very well. Again, we were fishing open areas for these sheepshead. We tried to get offshore, but it was just, we got anchored up on one spot. The trolling motor was not going to hold us. As soon as I put it on, it lasted for about 5 minutes, not even that, and it started growling, telling me that it doesn't want to keep us in the same spot. But when you're taking them over the bow, it's time to head back, and that's exactly what we did. So you want to, if you get caught in situations like that, you want to be careful. You want to take it easy. At one point we were only doing 11 miles an hour back in, but once we got to a certain area, it was about 8 miles off, I was able to kind of point the boat in a southeasterly direction and run the trough, and I was able to get up to about 25 miles an hour, run it back in like that. And once we got in the bay, it actually calmed down some, so it became nice. But anyway, that's the tackle talk for this week, and I'm going to try to start doing this a little bit more, because that's probably the number 2 or number 3 question that we get. So that's the tackle that we use for this particular day, and then when we go offshore, we'll talk about that also. So was that fun, Chad?
That was different. Feet sitting on the couch.
Oof, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Not on a day like today. At least we were able to manage some fish. Got some sheepshead. That was rough, folks. That was solid 3.5, 4 footers at least. There was a couple thrown in that were at least 5. We went 17 miles out, got anchored up. Everything was going good. Chad got a little nervous because we took one over the bow in a 31-foot boat. But
That was on the way in.
no, we took it on. We took one over the bow when we were anchored. We didn't take
That
one
one
over.
didn't scare me.
No, we didn't take one over the bow. No.
Yeah.
Whatever. We took one over the bow when we were on anchor. Anyway, 11 miles an hour coming in until we got about 5 miles out, and then I could get up to about 25. But it was rough.
It was rough.
But you don't know until you go.
Yeah. We didn't see many other boats out there.
We saw one other boat that went farther than we did, and I was like, ooh.
And it was smaller, I think.
Yeah, it was a smaller boat.
His ride in.
It's not going to be pretty.
You might read about him tomorrow.
Yeah. But anyway, we just want to say thanks a lot for watching. We really appreciate it. It wasn't a fun-filled episode except for Dirty Ernie talking dirty trash all the time.
Dirty trash.
Dirty
I
trash.
gotta live up to my name, baby.
But as we say, fish more, catch more. You don't know what you're gonna get until you get out there and see what happens. But it was rough, but it was fun, right?
Oh yeah, it was fun.
How's Katie?
You don't have to yell. You got the mic right there.
That's right. Sorry, folks, didn't mean to scream.
All right, folks. Thanks again. Fish more, catch more, and we'll see you on the flip side.